You feel it, don't you? That quiet pressure in your chest every time your phone lights up, every time she takes a little longer to reply, every time you wonder if you said too much or not enough. You hate how quickly your mood can change based on someone else's attention. You hate how your confidence suddenly feels negotiable. And the worst part? You pretend you don't care, but deep down, you do. You tell yourself you're just interested. You tell yourself you're just putting in effort. But late at night, when the distractions fade, a more uncomfortable thought creeps in. Why does this feel like a chase? Why does it feel like you're trying to win approval? Why does it feel like you're slowly losing control? Let me explain why. There was a moment, a small one, almost invisible. She didn't text back for hours. Nothing dramatic, no argument, no rejection, just silence. At first, you ignored it. You stayed calm, rational, mature. But then your brain started whispering. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she didn't see it. Maybe she's testing you. Maybe she's losing interest. And suddenly, the energy shifted. You sent another message, then another. Your tone changed, your pace changed, your emotional position changed. Without realizing it, you stepped off your center and moved toward hers. And that was the moment everything changed. Not for her, for you. Now the war begins. You start checking your phone more often, rereading old messages, analyzing emojis like they're encrypted codes. You replay conversations in your head. Was I too eager? Was I too distant? Did I mess this up? Your brain becomes a courtroom. Every memory is evidence. Every silence is suspicious. You feel tension rising, but you call it excitement. You feel anxiety, but you call it attraction. You start performing instead of existing. You start strategizing instead of connecting. And slowly, your emotional position drops. You stop being the chooser. You become the applicant. Here's the truth. The moment you start chasing clarity, reassurance, and validation, you're no longer building attraction. You're negotiating for it. This isn't random. It's psychology. Human attraction doesn't grow from pursuit. It grows from perceived value. And value is not created by effort alone. Value is created by emotional stability, by self-sufficiency, by the absence of urgency. Older men understand something younger men learn the hard way. Attention given freely is rarely respected because the human brain associates effort with scarcity. When you chase, you unconsciously signal, I need this outcome. And need shifts power. That's not love, that's control. Not intentional control, not malicious control, but psychological gravity. The person who needs the outcome less automatically holds the emotional power. Older men learned this through experience, heartbreak, and quiet observation. They stopped chasing, not because they became cold, but because they became calm. Watch the cycle. She becomes distant, slower replies, less enthusiasm. You feel the shift instantly. Your brain senses possible loss. You text more. You try harder. You increase effort, attention, humor, compliments. Your emotional investment rises. Hers relaxes. The more you try to restore balance, the more you reinforce the imbalance, because chasing communicates fear of loss, and fear quietly lowers perceived value. So you try even harder, and the loop tightens. Older men recognized this loop long ago, and they stepped out of it. The wake-up realization. Here's the uncomfortable truth.
chasing is rarely about love. It's about uncertainty. It's about ego, validation, fear of being replaceable. You don't chase her because she's perfect. You chase because the outcome feels uncertain. Certainty creates calm. Uncertainty creates pursuit. This is why men chase people they confuse and feel relaxed around people they adore. Your nervous system isn't reacting to her value, it's reacting to unpredictability. Older men stopped mistaking anxiety for attraction, and that changed everything. Older men don't chase, they select, they observe, they evaluate, they move slowly. They don't rush to prove value, they watch for reciprocity. If interest is mutual, they invest. If it's unclear, they step back. No drama, no speeches, no emotional ultimatums, just quiet withdrawal of energy. Because emotionally strong men understand something powerful. Attention is currency. Time is currency. Energy is currency. Focus is currency. And you do not beg someone to accept your currency. You offer it where it is valued. Older men don't flood conversations. They create space. They don't chase responses. They continue their lives. They don't try to win attention. They let attention gravitate. They replaced urgency with patience, performance with presence, pursuit with selection. And suddenly the dynamic flips. Because calm confidence is rare. Scarcity creates curiosity. Distance creates mystery. Self-containment creates respect. This isn't manipulation. This is emotional discipline. The final echo. Remember the beginning? That late-night feeling, that quiet pressure in your chest, that sense of chasing something you can't control. Older men still feel attraction. They still feel desire. They still feel interest, but they no longer feel urgency because they learned the difference between connection and pursuit. They stopped running toward attention and started walking toward mutual effort. And the moment you stop chasing, you stop feeling chased by your own anxiety.